The next part of our video lecture journey takes us through marketing research and market intelligence. Now, marketing research and market intelligence is really two different things. Marketing research is usually done by a marketing research firm. As a matter of fact, throughout my career, that's how most of our market research was done. And you get detailed reports around whatever question you might have regarding marketing research. However, market intelligence is different. Market intelligence is the job of a marketing manager and also a sales manager and also a salesperson in order to gather intelligence around the market, around the target market, around the competitors, around the internal environment, the external environment, and also the product environment in order to make better decisions and also do a better marketing plan. And really that's what the focus of this chapter is about gathering market intelligence more than marketing research, although many people confuse the two as being one. So with that being said, let's get to our next chapter, which is gathering market intelligence, and I look forward to starting that journey with you. Wait a second, I feel like I'm dissolving. Getting into chapter 3, we are going to start with big data. Big data is all about collecting data from customers, from competitors, from the marketplace, from secondary information like the internet and other things like that. Big data is great. The problem with big data is, just as it sounds, it's huge. And oftentimes big data, you get so much data that it's not meaningful. So with big data, we need to make sure that we're collecting the right data and we're able to analyze that data in a very meaningful way. So big data comes from things like your Wegmans Shoppers Club, or big data comes from things like buying from Amazon, or anytime you hit a website, they're dropping cookies into your browser and they're collecting information on you. They can be analyzed to support strategic and marketing planning, but it takes a lot of work for marketing analytics. Data analytics is a very huge field right now in the business world, and especially marketing analytics, because so much data is out there. So mobile devices and internet searches are sources of big data. Loyalty cards, credit card transaction, beacons, anything like that is sources of big data. The benefits of big data is it certainly can predict trends. It'll tell you if sales are up, sales are down, that type of thing. It also can tell you pricing information and when people buy. For instance, are they buying only when there is a sale? Are they buying only when there's free shipping? Are they buying from your competitors because they have a lower price? The other thing about big data is it can forecast demand, but the problem is you're looking in the rear view mirror. So think about that. You're trying to forecast demand and you're trying to forecast sales for the next quarter. And what you're doing is you're looking at last quarter's sales and the quarter before that sales. So think about driving your car by looking in the rear view mirror. Obviously, you're not going to see the curves in the road and that type of thing. So even though big data can tell you what happened last quarter or even what happened in the quarter that you're in last year, it really can't predict a lot of good trends. However, for marketing forecasts and that type of thing, most people do use big data and past sales experience. It can also talk about service improvement. If you see people are only buying when there's free shipping, or people are only buying when there's a sale or something like that. And it also can help predict with sales increase as sales are going up or sales are going down. So with looking at marketing analytics and looking at trends in the marketplace, you're really looking at three things. You're looking at your own internal environment, your objectives, your strategy, your performance, the resources that you have, the culture and structure of your own organization. So a lot of people will do a lot of surveys and other things in their internal organization in order to take a look at how things are running in the internal organization, as well as the culture of the internal organization. Marketing analytics is also good for customer environment, to understand customer trends. And we talked about this the other night when we were together. Trends change very, very quickly, and that's why a forward-looking marketing analytics versus a backward marketing analytics is always good to try to keep abreast of customer trends. And you're always trying to look at things not only on the internet, but also other sources of data to see what's trending now and what's happening in the marketplace. And then finally, your external environment, including your competition, the economic growth, the recession, the political climate, the legal climate, the regulatory climate, as well as technological advances like self-driving cars and things like that. So in order to do that, we conduct a situation analysis. Now, a situation analysis sometimes is confused with a SWOT analysis. We talked about SWOT analysis in the last chapter. This situation analysis is a little bit different. The first thing you start with is the human element, and that is taking a look at not just AI. We know AI is very important in the marketplace, etc., but the human element in gathering data is much, much more efficient, not efficient, but more effective. And the human element would be conducting surveys, doing focus groups, understanding your target market, understanding your product features and benefits, testing your product's features and benefits, benchmarking your competition. So again, the human element is very important when it comes to marketing analytics and also marketing intelligence. We use AI all the time, and I'm sure you guys are going to be using AI when you're writing your paper and that type of thing. But again, it does not replace the human element. So there's really three things when you look at big data or marketing analytics or even marketing intelligence. The first thing is data. Facts and details of your customers, your product use, your past sales history, all those types of things. And again, data is only good as how it's manipulated and if it's useful. And then you take a look from the data, you take a look at analytics, the discovery of trends, patterns, and analytical aspects of your big data. But then us marketing people, we use a lot of insights. And that insight is going to come from traveling to see customers, traveling to see suppliers, traveling to different territorial regions, taking a look at your salespeople, getting information from your salespeople. As a product manager for many, many years, I relied on my salespeople for insights as to what's happening in the industry and where the industry is going. You also have to take your salespeople with a grain of salt because they're always saying that they need a lower price. Of course they do. But is it really a lower price you need? And that's the insights that you could take a look at from a marketing standpoint. So the situation should be used strategically. Gathering data just for data's sake is not helpful. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of resources, etc. It's got to be a systematic and supported effort, supported by people, equipment, information, budgets, and resources. And it should be an ongoing effort. You don't want to just collect data and stop and then analyze those data. You can continue to use your insights, continue to use your salespeople, etc. The other thing is you have to ask yourself, what is your question? Data is only valuable if it solves a problem or it answers a question, like what products are we coming out with? What should our pricing be? Where should our distribution be? Should we be brick? Should we be brick and click? Should we be both of them? So it really is a challenge to ensure that you're getting the right information to answer the right questions. And again, marketing insights is all about asking the right questions, getting the right data, getting the right analytics, getting the right insights in order to answer that question. So this model really kind of takes us through what we're going to learn about the rest of the chapter. The first one is our internal environments. We need to understand marketing insights as well as marketing analytics for our internal environment. Do we have the resources, etc. Then we have to take a look at our customer environment, which I think is the most important because, as I've said before, everything in marketing starts with who are you going to do what to. And then you have to take a look at your external environment, including the competition, political, economic, legal, technological, and sociocultural aspects of your marketplace. So, as I said, that last model kind of takes us through what we're going to talk about over the rest of the chapter, and we're going to start with our internal environment. The first thing you've got to do when you're taking a look at marketing analytics and marketing insights is to take a look at your internal environments. So a lot of that, we're going to get metrics, and those metrics are going to be sales performance, sales growth, market share. Are we trending up? Are we trending down? Are we losing market share? As well as how are we doing against our competition? One of the most common tools in marketing analytics is a dashboard. And if you think about a dashboard, it's really just kind of a visual tool that takes a look at where you are in retrospect to your internal and external environment. Think of the thermometer for fundraiser drives. You know, you've got a thermometer. That's part of a dashboard. Dashboards are really important because it's real-time monitoring. You've got to update those dashboards. Most people update the dashboards weekly. In a production facility, oftentimes they update the dashboards daily to see how their production is meeting demand or whether they've got backorder situations or they've got too much inventory, etc. The problem is, and some of the causes for concerns, is you've got a wrong marketing goal and strategy. You're trying to grow market share in an environment where the market is flat. Also, poor implementation. You're driving towards market share increase or sales revenue, and the implementation is flawed. You might not have the products. You might not have the pricing. You might not have the service that you need. There's also huge changes, which we call our macro changes versus micro changes. And then technological changes are always cause for concern. That's why your dashboard needs to be updated and your dashboard needs to be changed. Sometimes you might be monitoring the wrong metrics, and those metrics aren't helping you with regards to your operating plan or your marketing plan, like we talked in the last chapter. So predictive analytics, my goodness gracious, all kinds of predictive analytics out there. But as we know, by looking at the weather and other things, predictive analytics are not always good. Predictive analytics oftentimes use historical data for predictive analytics. And again, that would be like driving your car by looking in the rearview mirror. You're not going to see changes that comes. Sometimes the available resources for predictive analytics aren't there. You might not have the budget for it. You might not have the information might not be available. And you might be trying to improve productivity or something else, and it truly is not available. And you don't know why your productivity or why your sales are down. So all of those are part of the available resources in your internal environment in order to look forward versus looking backward. The other thing that you've got to take a look at is the organization structured towards marketing. Some organizations are not. Some organizations are structured towards production. Some organizations are structured towards financial gain or something like that. There are some companies that are leaders in the industry because they're the only one in the industry. There are some companies, though, that are very marketing focused. I remember working for a company called Avery Dennison. Avery Dennison was very production focused. Marketing was secondary, and it really wasn't a culture that was throughout the organization. They were really focused on production, meeting production demand, and lowering production cost. What I would call is chasing a nickel across the shop floor. So is the culture and the structure relatively stable, and is it towards driving for marketing? Those are all the things that you need to think about. If in fact it's not a marketing organization, but we think that marketing, advertising or promotion or new product development or something like that would help, then we've got to really change the culture of the organization and shift it towards customer success and a customer orientation. So that concludes part one. We talked about big data. We talked about the internal environment. Next, we're going to talk about the customer environment when we return.